Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Introduce my name is Nopriyadi. I'm from class 2 PPMB. I will explain the material about the gearbox on ship. Okay, let's go straight to the explanation of the material. Gearbox on ship. The gearbox is a component that plays an important role in the transmission system. On shift, the function of this gearbox is to transfer or change the power of the rotating motor into feeding motion by the engine spindle flyer. Not only that, the gearbox on the shift is able to regulate the movement, speed, and torque as well as regulate the shift turning process. In the rock, the main function of the gearbox on the ship is to advance and reverse the ship while sailing. Another function is to change the moment or torsional force that will be transmitted to the machine spindle. The test component will provide a gear ratio that fits the load and engine of the ship so that it can produce good engine rotation. Shift gearbox component and tire function. 1. Gearbox frames. This main part serves as the housing of the gearbox. This section is shaped like a cover box that surrounds the gearbox to protect the other component inside. The material is made of safe, strong, and non-flammable materials. 2. Gearbox gasket. This component also functions as a protector. Precisely is to hold the oil in the gearbox so that it does not leak. 3. Input shaft cover. This component functions as a successor to the rotation that comes from the engine driving the engine. The input shaft will resist the output moment from the cloth unit. The force transmitted from the cloth will be directed to the main shaft so that the rotation can be directly transmitted to the gear. In addition, the input shaft also acts the piston ring holder and bearing shaft. This component can also be useful for oil line that lubricate the engine part inside. 4. Main shaft. The main shaft gearbox, or what is called the main shaft, acts as a place for bearings, synchronous gear, and other components. This main shaft will all continue the engine rotating from the input shaft to engine spindle. Main shaft is also useful for oil lines. 5. Gear shaft housing. This section serves to adjust the accuracy of gear shifting if the teeth on the shaft lever are locked. The lever cannot move its own, therefore the gear shaft housing will do so while the machine spindle is rotating. 6. Cloud housing. Cloud housing is the housing of the cloud which acts as a cloud protector. This component is also the seat of the input shaft and oil pump. 7. The planetary dental unit. The planetary is the RPM changer part of the fixture. The RPM will be changed to low, medium, or high rotation according to need. The direction of rotation of the propeller that it changed its cloud switch in the opposite direction. 8. Sun gear. Sun gear serves to forward the engine rotation to the planet gear section. This sound gear is directly related to the gear on the planetary gear unit, which will continue the rotation, moment, and transmission. 9. Transmission. This part is also called the transmission gear. Its function is to channel the input from the driving motor into an output in the form or a torque for that levers the transmission according to the needs of the engine. 10. Bearing. Bearing have a role in maintaining slack in the shaft. Shaft is so that when the engine unit starts to work, all the components is the transmission are not shocked, so that the power release can be smoother. 11. Ram shaft. This section serves the forward the engine rotation from the ram wheel to the output shaft. 12. Ram wheel. While this section serves to continue the engine rotation from the input shaft to the output shaft. 30. Oil seal. This component acts as a protective gas and fluid and the engine. More frequently, it becomes an oil retainer, so it does leak from the snuff. This oil seal also known as the O-ring wheel is an insulator and fastener for the input shaft to its dust, loss, and leak. 14. Oil pump. This oil pump function as a oil pump or transfer oil from the transmission case to the transmission system. This oil transfer is useful for lubrication. Oil component is the transmission system as a whole. 15. Oil hole cover. While this section acts as an oil entry channel, generally this channel is off-road type to channel oil from the transmission case to the planetary gear section to lubricate the planetary gear unit. 16. Oil filter. The section serves to filter the oil from drift that is carried away by the low. The oil that enters transmission system must be filtered by this component so that it does not wear out quickly so that it can work properly. 70. The last part is out cover or gearbox cover. The main function of the component is cover the output shaft hole in order to protect the other part in the gearbox. Okay, that's the explanation of the on-shape gearbox engine. If there is an error in my words, I am sorry. I'll end it. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.